What's going on, everybody? This is the Battle Blaster. Sorry I don't sound so like myself today, but just finished doing some work here, and I thought I'd talk about some things before my partner come pick up his vehicle. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys today, and it's not me beating on black women or nothing like that. I just thought that I would come and I would talk about the situation at hand. And I've always said this, and if you're a black man and you see this, a lot of it's true. Some of it's false, but a lot of it's true. I uh, I always watch as a lot of black women, y'all picked the wrong guys. I'm not upset about this. I'm really not. And I shouldn't even be talking about it anymore. But y'all picked the wrong guys. Y'all fall in love with the wrong dudes, and in the process of you falling in love with these guys, a lot of times you're teaching your daughters to run after these guys. Just for example, I was talking to my sister. I was talking to my sister the other day. She came by here to get some air in her tire and have me to change her headlight bulb. So, make a long story short, I'm obliged to help her like always. She gets a phone call and she has it playing through her phone. So it was like, you have a collect call from such and such, blah blah blah. Will you accept the charges? She was like, yeah, and it's from a correction facility, and it was from a guy who dogged her out years ago. Now, my sister always talks about my niece, and then she talk about she don't do shit like that. I said, yes, you do. I said, y'all get y'all men. I'm not trying to be funny. It's like a store. You go to this, you get your men from the jailhouse store or something. I mean, it's a sad situation, but this is what these women want. This is what they have to have. They have to have a jailhouse guy. I don't get it. My niece, her daughter, deals with a jailhouse dude. She gives all her money, don't take care of her children well. You know what I mean? Yes. Your kids run around looking like secondhand smoke. You know what I mean? And I hate to say it like that, but they look bad and they look unkept and unclean. But you run around, you go to the jailhouse, you make sure that dude's taken care of, but you don't take care of your children. This is a problem that only repeats itself, as you can see. And this not only goes on in my, with my family. I've seen black women do this plenty of times. Girls I dealt with, they love a man who stays in jail. I remember one time I went in for something stupid. I went in jail for a driver's license. Okay, that's small beans. But that woman made sure I had money on my books. She made sure that when I got home, she made sure she was going to fuck me good and make sure I made up for them 30 days I did behind bars. You know what I'm saying? For your driver's license, which is sad, but this is the system we live in. When it comes to black people, the system is unfair to us. So, these are the. Let me just say this real quick. Let's fast forward this. Let's fast forward my incident to now. What I mean about now, the woman who was sending me stuff and putting on my books, she constantly keeps a jailhouse guy too. Other women I've dealt with and known, they like the jailhouse guy. This is a sad situation for black women. This is a sad situation for black men, for black children, because we constantly show this image, or we what is a good word? And it's like we uphold this behavior. We uphold this. It's not a behavior. It's a problem. We uphold this problem. This man doesn't have nothing to do with your children. Most of them don't. This is some dude in jail that you feel like, he's the shit because he ain't behind bars. Let me tell you something. When a guy get out of jail, he doesn't hold you down. He didn't hold you down when he was outside jail. Then when he in jail, he calls you up and tells you he's in jail. Could you help him? Oh yeah, I can do it for you. I'll do it for you, daddy. And then you turn around, you find out, like anything else, you're being used and abused. But you don't care because you got a jailhouse dude, and you it's like for black women, that's like a badge of fucking honor to have a man who's in jail constantly. He's constantly in jail. He's constantly in trouble with the law. That makes him a man to them. My father was a provider, and he never went to jail. He went to jail probably one time, but my mom had bailed him out because they were trying to take my mother's car in back of our, apartment building. And my dad's like, listen, all I got is a flat tire. Let me just fix it. And it's been like that for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. He says the car been sitting back here for 2 months. Nobody ain't move it. Nobody did shit to it. And it was like, this and this. And, the guy was being an asshole. My dad, he basically got in the cop's face. The cop got mad, wanted to arrest him, black cop. Just like he was grandstanding for his white masters. You know what I mean? His white master. So that's what he was grandstanding for. He put my dad in jail. I remember my mom went down there and bailed him out. He went to court. They tried to give him, what do they call that again? Not meddling in police business. There's another word for they call that. Getting involved, getting in the way of an official police business or whatever the case may be. They took the car. My dad went and bought my mom another car later on, whatever. But my mom didn't want to drive no more, so she just kind of told him, look, don't buy me no car. I'm good. I don't want no car, blah, blah, blah. My dad was like, all right, whatever. This, that, the other. But that was the only time my dad went to jail. And he only was in jail for about less than an hour, 45 minutes. My mom got in his car with my sister and my brother. And my oldest brother, what was it? My oldest sister, she stayed home with me, and my sister, after me, she jumped in the car with my mom, and my brother went down there, and they went and got my dad out. But my father was a man who worked. He didn't do any disrespectful shit, you know what I mean, far as he wasn't a hell raiser. He just worked, came home, took care of the family, and that was it. And I don't get where my sister likes these type of guys. Even both of my sisters like those type of guys. You know what I mean? They like the thuggish dude, but see, it's like, okay, back in the late, I ain't gonna say the late, the early mid '90s when you had Queen Latifah and MC Lyte with that song Roughneck, gotta have a roughneck. I even talked about this. That was the beginning of the end of the Smooth Guys, was that song right there. Got a roughneck, gotta have a roughneck. He run there playing with his ding-a-ling in the hallways or some shit. I don't know what the fuck, but it's funny as hell, but you think about it and you say, damn, this is sad as hell. But these are the men that these women want. I remember back when I was just coming into my late teens, my mid-late teens. I was like 16, 17. And I'm going to put it like this. And I'm only going to be honest with you. If you remember Big Daddy Kane, what's that song called? Smooth Operator, I guess that was the name of the song. Or he's in a ring, and he's got like a shark skin suit on. Oh no, ain't no half stepping. I'm sorry, that's the name of the song. Ain't no half stepping. Before that, I was in 7th grade, and that song didn't even come out yet. It wasn't even out yet. People like Big Daddy Kane still walking around with jeans and the Adidas and all that stuff, walking around looking all, street hood. I come to school one day. My grandfather passed away when I was in the 7th grade. And I remember one day I said, let me put the suit on. I said, why I got a suit sitting up here doing nothing? I can just put the suit on and go to school. And my sister gave me this briefcase. So I go to school. I got the briefcase instead of my book bag. I got a fresh cut fade. You know what I mean? I got these snakeskin shoes on to match the suit. I had the shark skin suit on. And man, I was looking dapper as a muff. I got the skinny gray tie, the black shirt on, looked like I was a mobster or something, right? And I hate to say that like that, but that's the way I look. And I remember at that time, when I went to school, it turned heads of the teachers, the young girls, the thug brothers, the street brothers, you know what I mean? The brothers that was the cool brothers. I remember a friend of mine, I'm not going to say his name, I'm going to call him BB. So BB came up to me, man, one day. He's like, yo, F. He said, oh, man, you look so cool, dapper. So he straightens out my tie. He dusts me off a little bit, said, oh, man, I'm going to tell my mom, man, we're going to go shopping this week. I'm going to get me a suit like this. Oh, man, I'm going to do this. I'm a word up. I'm a rock mine. You look dope, man. You look dope. So I'm like, thanks. Everybody's like eating this look up. It was a Thursday or Friday or something. But I know that Monday morning, BB comes to school and he has on a pair of Bally's, baggy corduroy pants on. They're like a dress baggy corduroy pants. And he had this like Bill Cosby sweater with a turtleneck. And he was looking dope. So, the women was like, oh, that's sexy. And then my other homie, he comes in, he has the same type of pants I had, the shark skin pants, and he has a sweater with a turtleneck on, and he had on like a pair of Bally's. So, you know what I mean? I basically revolutionized this style. And then all of a sudden, about 6 months later, Ain't No Half Stepping pops up. And then you have the video with Big Daddy Kane with the same color suit I had on. You know what I mean? That gray, that gray, snakeskin suit. No, it's not snakeskin, it's called shark skin suit. So, he has that on, and he got that on, and I think he has something else on. But, make a long story short, those days, you had to be dapper. And he was dapper, and I was dapper. So I brought this type of style out. I don't care what anybody say. I brought that style to the forefront. And what made it even better was the fact that it seemed like people were copying me, which I was a nobody at the time. So in their eyes, I was a nobody. So let's see if this thing starts. I might have to jump it. Perfect. So I'm in there and we're talking and everything. And like I said, that was the thing. That was the style and it looked good, and you know, that was my thing. That's my claim to fame. Now, I understand styles change. Over the years, things change, styles change. And this kid, I remember, I always stayed G'd up. You know, I remember they had these shoes, Playboys had a shoe that looked like the Bally. And I had the shoe. So I'm walking around with the shoe on, looking all cool and dapper and shit. I had that on. I was, you know, really smooth guy. I always kept my clothes nice, kept everything pressed. I used to throw them in the cleaners. You know, this is in the 80s, in the late 80s. So when I started working downtown in the late 80s and the 90s, I always kept the clothes up. 92 shows up, and that's when it all, 91, 92. Got a roughneck, gotta have a roughneck. Got a roughneck, gotta have. When that came out in the Naughty by Nature and Queen Latifah's new album and all those things, and all those type of songs started coming out like after 91 and 92, and then you had Escape. Brothers was changing their style. It was no longer the smooth cool dude. It was the dirty street thug look. It was more the street thug look, the street look. Then it became the dirty street thug look when No Limit came out. So a lot of these women got wet between their legs. Don't get me wrong. Before the smooth thing really came through, you still had women that was dealing with jailhouse dudes. But it wasn't as many. When the jailhouse dude came into play, that's when everything changed. That's when the whole, the whole part of everything changed. The dimensions of everything changed. And I'm like, wow, man, this is crazy. I remember I couldn't even get dates during that time. I was just to a lot of women, I was too corny. I come out there, I got my trench coat on with my ascot and my scarf, and I got I'm clean to death, smelling good. But it's the dirty looking, dirty, smelly brothers that was getting the girls. And this is what brings us into today. These women like the jailhouse brothers. And then you ask them, well, what turns you on with them? I don't know. It ain't because he in jail. Yes, it is, because if you deal with guys who constantly stay in jail, these are the guys you dealing with, and they constantly in and out of jail, rotating through the door. You like that lifestyle. You like that man. You like that type of dude. And that's something that's crazy. I mean, really, right now, because I got the guy. He's going to be showing up here in probably another few more seconds, and I need to cut this short real quick. But I'm making this into a part 2. I shouldn't even started this thing. But yeah, and the thing is, when you're dealing with those type of guys, you don't know what type of lifestyle they living in jail. None of that shit. A lot of these dudes, man, I was in jail over driver's license. And I remember these two motherfucking little young dudes, they were probably about my age, probably about my build at the time, you know what I mean? With this big fucking heavyweight built motherfucker. They fucking him in his ass. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, what kind of shit is this? But bitch, you were in here for what, 3 years and you couldn't hold your nuts? You couldn't jack your shit? 3 years, bitch, I did 2 years without masturbating. Because I didn't believe in that shit at the time. You know what I mean? So, bitch, if you couldn't hold your nuts for 3 fucking years, motherfucker, or couldn't jack off for 3 fucking years, and you had to fucking bust a nut, and you fucked another dude in his ass? Come on, dude. Really? But these are the type of men that these girls like. And then you wonder why diseases become rampant in the neighborhood. Not only do the disease come from the brothers probably in the jail, but also the diseases come from when a lot of these black women and black men go outside of our we go outside of our neighborhoods and we start fucking around with other people who are different cultures than we are. You understand? So that's just the way things are. But back to the no, back to the thing at hand is just the fact that I don't get why, as black women, y'all find these men attractive. I talked to a woman, a friend of mine actually, and I said, "What's up with the brothers that y'all guys fall in love with that goes to jail?" I don't know, just the way they are, the way they act. You know, the funny part is black women don't want to, they refuse to grow up. They refuse to say, hey, I know that it's better if I get a mate who has what I have. You know what I mean? Who's trying to go forward and he's trying to develop more, you know, and he's showing these attributes of him excelling. This is the guy I need to be with. No. Y'all see this guy, y'all say, oh, he has potential. Baby, I got potential. I run a detail shop. You know, I have my own detail shop. I'm running it. You know what I mean? I build guitars. You know what I'm saying? I do so many things. I wear so many hats. I have potential. I'm a great mate. I would be a great father. You give these men who are not great mates, not good fathers, and don't want to be fathers, they just want to make babies and keep it moving. You understand what I'm saying? And what they want, and then then you get these guys who just, I don't get it. But what I'm saying to you ladies is this. What is it that you really want out of these men? You give them children that they really don't deserve and don't want. You know what I mean? You give them everything that they want that they don't deserve, which is a place to stay, a cot, your body, and food to eat. You give them everything, but this is the point I found out. One thing I found out, y'all like to have those type of brothers because at the end of the day, at the end of all this reign, after everything, after it all, this is what you want. You want someone that you have something over. And what I mean about having something over, you want somebody when it's time for you to kick them out the house, you know, this is my house. You own nothing. I don't care. You own nothing in this place. I'm the one that pays the rent. I'm the one that does this. I'm the one that does that. You ain't doing shit in this house. I pay for everything. I even pay for the drugs you wear, nigga. And you go to some other woman's house and you gonna fuck her? Oh, motherfucker, get the fuck out my house. Y'all want that. Y'all want that leverage over him. And when you get a guy like me who has his own place, doing for himself, y'all don't like that. That's something y'all really don't like. Because you can't pull the leverage card. Only thing you can pull leverage card is on your pussy over him. And guess what? If he ain't got no children, or if he's doing better than you, or he's doing very well or pretty well, and he doesn't need nothing from you, guess what? Guess what? You ain't doing shit to him. You ain't holding nothing over that man's head. You ain't holding shit over his head. That's the funny part. You're not holding a damn thing over him. So you can't sit here and say, oh, you know what? Man, no, you can't do anything. You can't whine, you can't complain. All you can do is tell him to get the fuck out your house and keep it moving. Bitch, I don't live here anyway. I got my own place. I'll go home gladfully. Bye, Felicia. Bye, bitch. And that's the thing, y'all get mad at that. That's the funny part, because that's how we feel. Like, you know what? Fuck you. Because these ain't my kids. I don't have to take care of you and your kids. Oh, I got something out of him. That's the way y'all think. Guess what he gonna say? Fuck you. those ain't my kids. Some brothers don't even do shit for the kids. And that's the ones that I think that they respect the most when they try to throw the kids on them. Oh, well, little Ray needs some diapers. Tell little Ray daddy to go and get him some diapers. Oh, how dare you? I'll give you my body. Bitch, that's a whore. You want some money? Here, hit $20. Go and freshen it up next time when I come around here. Make sure that the brother that fucked you before I did, make sure you clean his fucking sperm out before I come over there. And see, then they don't like that shit. Because that hurts their feelings because this knows it's true. A lot of them know it's true. Or you could just be nasty to them and say that shit and it's not true. And they be like, oh, give me that $20. I'm going to give me some weed. I'm going to get little Ray Pampers. But then you'll lay down with that brother again because what? He's being an asshole to you. That's what you like. Y'all don't like nice men. Nice men are corny. Nice men are boring. And I'm going to call her a girl because she was like 2 years older than I was. But she was a child in the mind. Her grandmother was a child in the mind. You understand what I'm saying? It was just the whole fucking family was just a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. And I hate to say it, the baby daughter had a little bit more sense than all of them did. The son didn't want to be there. The baby daughter was like, hey, I need a father. The other one was like, yeah, whatever mommy doing, I'm doing. That's how it was. And like I said, I can't deal with it no more. I refuse to deal with women with children. I said to myself before I met her, I was going to deal with another woman with kids. Now I really mean that shit. I mean that shit wholeheartedly. Because at the end, who's the one to suffer? The kids, when they get attached to you, sometimes they suffer. But you suffer too because now you like the kids. You want to be around the kids. You know what I mean? I'm a man who never will have kids. And I wouldn't mind, I don't mind being around like children and trying to be, a fatherly figure to them. But I can't do it now because I feel like deep down inside, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it trying to be a fatherly figure to a child who doesn't respect you or be there as a fatherly figure. It's too much. And these women, like I said, they choose the guys like me because we're easily to be, a lot of us want to be that, fatherly figure or something like that. Then there's times when you got like guys like Corey Holcomb said. Corey Holcomb will tell you right quick, he just here for the night, motherfucker, so sit your ass down and shut the fuck up. And then you get mad over that, but you happy because all he there is to knock your fucking block off. Knock the dust off your ass. You women, y'all like wrong. Then y'all sit back. When y'all get to a certain age, y'all sit back and wonder, well, why didn't I find me a good man? Why didn't I find a good dude? I'm a good woman. No, you're not. Just look at your life. Look at the 20 or 30 years or 40 years you spent doing stupid shit when you had a good man. Every time you had a good guy, he was too corny. He was too boring. I'm going to tell you something. I know a friend of mine. I always talk about this. My friend one time, and like I said, I spoke about this before. And let's play this. She was the type of chick, she had two guys, and it seemed like every time one would go to jail, the other one would just be getting out of jail. They was like rotating spaces, you know what I mean? And she had a daughter. So I hooked her up with a friend of mine who's a he's not even really a friend of mine. She met him, and he wanted to talk to her. He talked to me first. I was like, look, I'm gonna try to get her to hook you up. So I was like, so I'm trying to hook her up with him. I said, go out with the brother. You need to change a venue. I've been trying to tell her that for years. Hey, you need to change a venue. You need to change a venue. You need to change a venue. She went out with the three dudes. One couldn't please her. The other two were corny. You know what I mean? So make a long story short, she meets, the fireman. That's what I'm going to call him. She meets fireman. So my friend was like, he's he's too dark, he ugly, he this, he that, blah, 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 blah. She treated him bad. He was like, all right, well, look, I ain't going to sit around for this bullshit. I said, try him out. I said, just go out and date with him. So she went out on a date with him. He took her out Atlantic City and shit. He was reluctant to go and mess with her again. But he was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go out and mess with her again. You know, I'm going to take her out one more time. He took her out. She was more like, you know, she wasn't even into him, you know, and they went out. They stayed out in Atlantic City for the weekend and shit. You know, he didn't put no moves on her. He didn't try to hit the skins or nothing, from what I can understand. And she was like really upset with that. I don't think she was upset that he didn't try. I think the fact she really wasn't into him, he felt it. So after that, he just left her alone. A few weeks later, not even a few weeks later, it was like a couple months later, somehow they got in contact with each other again, and I talked about this plenty of times. And she really went on a date with him and really gave him a chance and gave him some ass. I guess he must have knocked it off real good. And, you know what I mean? I remember one time it was like about probably 3 years later. This is like when Escalades first came out. So this is like 2001 or whatever. She stopped by. She's like, oh, this, that, the other. He was in the car with her. She's like, I love this man. Oh, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, so I said, how long y'all been together? She said, we'll be together 3 years come to September. So I'm like, damn, it's been that long? She's like, yeah. Make a long story short, she tried something. This man had means. And not only did he have means, I mean, he took care of her daughter. Her daughter loves him to death. You know what I mean? She calls him dad because he takes care of her. You know, the daughter's now, she's out of college. She has did so much with her life. Make a long story short, because I got to get up and go because here they come now. But she got a good mate. Hey, let me get back with y'all guys. I'm going to make a part 2, all right? Peace.